Welcome to the video lecture for section 17.1, and in this section we'll learn about the conditional tense. So similar to the past subjunctive, the conditional tense is one that we'll learn more about in chapter 18 and combining the two of them, but for now the main part is knowing some of the uses of just the conditional tense as well as how to conjugate it. So as you can see here, the conditional tense is the equivalent of the English would do or what would happen under certain circumstances. And if you look at the conjugations here, very straightforward, similar to the future tense, in that you just have the regular infinitive verb and then you add the corresponding ending. And one easy thing about the conditional is that all the endings for AR, ER, and IR verbs are exactly the same. So visitaría, comería, aplaudiría, and so forth. One thing to remember is the accent mark on the I in all of these. Likewise, with irregular verbs, it has just a unique stem, but then all you do is add the corresponding ending depending on the subject. So the important part for this is to know the stems for these irregular verbs. So one of the main uses of the conditional tense is in polite circumstances. So to make a request more polite, you would use the conditional tense. So instead of saying abre la ventana as a command, you could say, or open the window, you could say, would you open the window, please? Or would you be so kind as to come into my office? No, as this one here. So you can see the would you is the podrías to be able to, or would you be serías is the corresponding there. So main use of the conditional is for polite requests. One difference between English and Spanish is that in English, the conditional is a compound structure in that there's multiple parts. So you can see here, would you live, 3 different words, or I would not put foot. Whereas in Spanish, it's all combined into one single verb. Yo no me pondría, vivirían ustedes. So a little easier than English in this case. But for now, know that the conditional is the equivalent of would. Another use of the conditional is to express future relation to a past action or a state of being. So you can have the sentence in the future will indicate what will happen. Creo que mañana hará sol. I believe that tomorrow will be sunny. Whereas a conditional indicates what would happen. So I thought that it would be sunny. So that would is, or I thought, is both the conditional. Another difference between English and Spanish here is that the would in English, when referring to a habitual past action, is not used as a conditional, but instead as the imperfect. So remember that the imperfect and the preterite, both simple past tenses. The preterite, when you have a definite beginning and end. The preterite, when it's a past, or the imperfect, when it's a past habitual action, when there's no definite beginning or end. So one thing that could be confusing is when you have in English, we would go to the park on Saturdays. That's expressing a habitual action and not the conditional tense. So make sure you know the difference between those. So for the homework, all you're doing is forming the sentences using the conditional tense. So in the first one, yo pensaba el Museo de Teatro estar cerrados los domingos. So the verb in this is estar, so we'll put estar in the conditional estaría, since the subject is el museo y el teatro, or estarían, no, since it's plural. So a full sentence would be, yo pensaba que el museo y el teatro estarían cerrados los domingos. For number 2, Lisa y David dijeron, este canal presentar el documental ahora. So the subject, what's being presented, is the canal. So it would be presentaría. So you would write, Lisa y David dijeron que ese canal presentaría el documental ahora.